Hello, my name is Austin Lehman, and welcome to the second ever Austin Weekend. Here in me is Dad once again, and this is part of a month called Kung Fu Panda Month. This is the second movie of the month. This is the sequel of the movie that we reviewed last week, Kung Fu Panda 2.
Mm-hmm.
Po is back once again to kick some furry butt.
Yes.
Yes, he is. And that is really, that's nice that this movie got a sequel.
Mm-hmm. What are we doing next week?
Next week we are going to review the cartoon that airs on Nickelodeon, and then we're going to talk about the third movie that comes out later this month.
Oh yeah! When does it come out?
January the 29th, to be precise.
Okay. What are we going to review it then?
Right after.
The next day. So be sure and tune in for that one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, without wasting any time, let's dive right into the movie.
Kung Fu Panda 2.
Hey, wait a minute. Didn't you already show that up?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. The movie starts off by introducing our villain, Lord Shen, and he is pretty freaking good.
Mm-hmm.
He is very ominous. He's very scary, to be at least. He invents a big weapon called the cannon.
Now, Po is a panda. What animal is he?
A peacock.
No way.
Yes.
A peacock.
Yeah, he is a peacock.
He's a bad peacock.
Yeah, he like I said, he invents this big weapon called the cannon and threatens to demolish Kung Fu from the entire world. And thus, it's up to the Furious Five and Po to once again save the land.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty...
That's pretty much the story, the outline of the story, though, but there's a lot of stuff that goes on during the story, yeah.
Now, the first thing we have to point out is the action sequences are better than ever, including some really funny moments again. What was your funniest moment?
There was a lot of action sequences. I liked the chase through the city. The chase through the city was really fun. Going over the buildings and falling down and stuff, getting hit and blowing up and stuff like that. That was fun.
My favorite part was just the tower falling and they were just jumping off the sides, and it looked pretty cool as the cannons were ready to firing on-stop onto that building.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the action sequences were a lot better in this one. There was a lot more action than there was in the first one.
The stakes were higher in this movie, too.
Mm-hmm.
Last movie, it was just about defeating the villain who could just conquer the land.
I think the villain was better this time, too.
Yeah.
Villain was more ominous. He felt more dangerous, like he was even more evil than the last villain.
His voice actor has done a heck of a job voicing him. Let's just say that.
They did a good job making a peacock a bad guy.
Yeah, but you usually couldn't make birds so serious. It's just so hard to do it.
But they did a good job about it.
The story is better too.
Yeah, you find a little bit about Poe's history, don't you?
His past, and it's really dark to me. I didn't really expect it to be too dark. But the last movie was more lighthearted.
I think it made it good though, because even in Kung Fu Panda 1, you wondered why is a panda with a goose? How could a goose be a panda's dad? So you get some of that story of how that actually happened.
And his father is revealed at the end of the movie. That he's still alive.
Yeah. And
running his entire breach of people inside a big oak tree. Or what kind of tree is it? Is it some kind of...
I'm not sure what it's a I don't know, they're in China, so I'm not sure what type of tree that would be.
Yeah, China is a big country.
I'm not sure what type of tree it is.
So Po goes around and fights other of his wolves minions. His minions are wolves, and his bigger guards are gorillas.
Big giant gorillas, yeah. Really, really big gorillas.
He even called that cannon so big he couldn't carry it by himself. So whenever the Furious Five and Po go to the tower, they went to the tower. It was really, really dark. And I like the line where Po says, "My most feared enemy, stairs."
Stairs, yeah. Yeah, Po is the dragon warrior, the kung fu master, but he's not in shape the best in the world.
It's not
So,
in shape at all.
he doesn't like climbing stairs too well. And in fact, the bad guys, Gorilla, had to carry him up the last few flights of stairs because he couldn't make it.
Oh man,
It
that
was
was
funny.
good.
I said the whole movie was funny. It was action packed. The bad guy was really bad, and of course the good guy was really good. You get to hear some
And goofy.
and goofy. Well, Poe was always goofy. Yeah.
Poe is always goofy.
Even when he's fighting, even when there's a serious action scene, at the end of the action scene,
He just says something.
he's
really,
goofy.
He's out of nowhere sometimes.
Yeah.
And how do we finish this off?
Well, no. I said, what was your favorite? What was your favorite? What do you think sort of the theme of the whole movie was? What do you think?
It wasn't about redemption. It wasn't about
Mm-mm.
redemption at all. It was about not looking for your past,
Mm-hmm.
but look forward to the future and focus on what you have to do now in order to make yourself a better person.
Yeah, that's one thing I do like about the Kung Fu Panda movies is there's a moral to the story. It's not just goofy, and then the movie's over. Even though that's really good, I like that. But it's sort of there's always a good moral, and and like you said, the moral of this one is don't let your past affect your future. If you had a bad past, you can still choose to be a good person.
Lord Shen did not
No.
take that path.
He had a bad past, and he chose to be a bad person. Poe had a dark past, and he chose to be a good person.
Now tell us the reason why Lord Shen wanted to be bad.
Well, there was a foretelling in his future that he would be defeated by a black and white animal.
Which he refused.
Hmm. And so to stop that from happening, he went and spoiler alert, he went and attacked the pandas. So
And his mother carries him off over to a forest, puts him in a
basket
of radishes, and then runs off from the wolves.
Mm-hmm. Sort of a little throwback there to the Bible too. I like that. It's sort of like a Moses thing, where Moses gets placed in a basket and saved, and he grows up to be the savior. Where Poe is meant to be destroyed, and he gets placed in the box and ends up being the savior too. So in that way, Lord Shen created his own
Doom.
by trying to stop it. So the whole movie is just really good. It's just a really good movie.
There's a really good action sequence. That was the final fight between Poe and Lord Shen, though.
It was epic.
Yes.
It was epic.
And when Poe just controlled the cannonball, and then he just flipped all around and made the dojo, which says the yin and the yang on either side, and then we just come in, I'm like, oh!
Yeah, it's almost had a little Dragon Ball Z there in him, didn't he? Throwing the balls around. Yeah, that was the big. It was just funny. Even in the first movie, the final thing was just the bing with his finger, and the final one in this one
is
no, we just went kadoosh.
What's up with this movie and fingers?
I don't know, but it's really good. They do the final moves as something just easy. It's not nothing super.
He calms his mind, moves around, drags his foot, and then he just
throws it back at him, yeah.
And then destroys his cannon. So, yeah, like you said, he pretty much made his own doom by attacking the pandas.
Yeah. If he hadn't have done that, Poe would have never got to the village and become the Dragon Warrior. He created his own doom. By being a mean person, he created his own doom. So, choose to be a good person. It
won't bite you in the butt in the end.
It's a choice. Choose to be a good person, yeah. You want to go ahead and do the ratings then?
We're going back to the dumplings.
Oh, we're going to do the dumplings again? Okay, we're going to do 10. 1 out of 10. And the reason we do dumplings is because that's Poe's
favorite
food. Even in part 2, he loved the dumplings. Didn't matter.
Yeah, but in the original, he was told he likes dumplings, but in the second movie, he likes radishes. That's how his adopted father
found him.
That's how he found him in a radish basket.
Mm-hmm. But his favorite food is dumplings.
Yes.
So we'll use dumplings. Okay, out of 1 out of 10 dumplings, 10 being the best, how many dumplings do you give the movie?
9.5.
It's a 9.5 dumpling. I give it just almost a 10. It's one of the very rare movies
that
is
follows up the first movie and does it well. Usually sequels are pretty crappy at that concept.
Sometimes the second ones are sort of wore out and they don't do as good a job on the second one as they did the first one. But I agree.
But isn't there an instance?
I give it a 9.5, 9 3/4 dumplings also. It was really good.
Please share and subscribe if you want to see more. Click the like button to show support. And
tune in next week
for the
review of
the Kung Fu Panda cartoon.
And hey, tune in on the 30th for the review of the
third
still not released
Kung Fu Panda 3.
And there should be a button at the end of this where you can click to watch a preview of Kung Fu Panda 3 if you want. But be sure and come back to us and click the like button and the subscribe button.
And then see you next week.